Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at bar charts. So during this video, I'm going to go through just some of the basics of drawing bar charts. Obviously, it's quite difficult to do this if you're just doing it from a video, but I'll just go through some stuff that might help you if you were to get one of these in the exam. But mainly, we're going to be focusing on interpreting and analysing data from a bar chart, which is usually where they might ask some questions which are a bit more challenging on exam papers. Okay, so if we just take a look at some of the basics from actually drawing a bar chart, we've got an example of one on the page here. So the first thing we always need is title and labels, title or labels. So sometimes it might not be necessary for you to have a title, but you do need labels on your bars. So as we can see here, we've got these colors. So maybe the question might have been favorite color. Perhaps this could be improved a little bit more by a little label underneath that says favorite color. We've also have frequency on the side here, or you can put total or number of people if you want to as well. So that's your first thing. Then we need to always have an equal distance between the bars. So we can't have like a two square gap here and then a 3 square gap here. It has to be the same distance all the way along. And then we need a scale on the y-axis, so down here, starting at 0, going up in equal amounts. So we've got to go up in equal amounts. We can't go 0, 2, 5, 10. We've got to go up in equal amounts each time. So those are some of the basics. Okay, so I've got an example then here. This is the sort of one you could just sketch out on perhaps on a piece of graph paper, on a piece of line paper. So we've got 20 students in year 7 or 8 are asked about their favourite biscuits. We've got a table here showing you that information. So it says draw a suitable bar chart for this information. So this might be slightly different to that bar chart that I showed you on the first question. So just give this a go. See why you think this might be different. Okay, and here is a correct solution for this. So this is an example of a comparative bar chart, because on this bar chart we're comparing for each of the types of biscuits, we're comparing year 7 and year 8. So we can put those bars next to each other. We need a little key if we're going to do this to indicate what's year 7 and what's year 8, as you can see in the top right hand corner there. And then we just need to plot the bars at the right height. So this is known as a comparative bar chart. Okay, so just make sure you join your bars together on those with all the different things you are comparing. Right, we're going to take a look at maybe doing some analysing from bar charts now, so interpreting them and analysing the data from them. Okay, so we've got this example here. We've got the number of sandwiches sold, different types of sandwiches sold here. The data has been plotted in this bar chart. So what I want you to look at is look at this bar chart, see if you can identify the mistakes that have been made. So that you need to identify 2 mistakes, and this is a very common type of question that you see on exam papers. Okay, so we can have any 2 mistakes from these here. So the vertical scale does not go up by the same amount each time. So it should be 12, 14, not 12, 13, as you can see there, because it's going up in 2s until that point. 0 should also be down here as well. And the cheese and the ham heights have been swapped and are wrong. So think about what it said on the previous slide. The heights were wrong for those data. So that's one thing to always look for. If they're asking you for mistakes on graphs, always have a look to see if the data has been plotted accurately. That's a key thing to always look for first, I would say. And then another key mistake is there's no gaps between the bars as well. Okay, so let's have a look at these 2 questions here. Then this time we're going to do a bit of interpretation of data from the bar chart, and perhaps a couple of calculations from this as well. This is what's known as a composite bar chart. So this is where you've got single bars which are split into sections, and we can see here we will need a key for this as well. So on each of these bars you can see the black is for home wins, the grey is for away wins. So I'd like you to answer these two questions relating to this. Okay, so as you can see for part A, the answers are Bristol and Plymouth. Let's have a look at why those two places are the answer. So we're going from 7 up to 13 here. So if we take those numbers away, we get a difference of 6. Now Leeds, we're only going from 4 to 9. So we've only got 5 away wins for Leeds. Manchester's only 4. Plymouth, we're going from 5 up to 11. So once again, we're going to have 6 there. And as you can see, Surrey have only got 1 away win there. So we can see that Bristol and Plymouth had the most away wins out of these teams. And if we look at the second answer here, we've got to do a bit of work for these. So if we look at the home values, we've got 7 for Bristol, 4 for Leeds, 8 for Manchester, 5 for Plymouth, and 4 for Surrey. So we've got to add those together to make 28. The away ones, so we've got 6 here as we saw earlier, 5 there, 4 there, 6 there, and 1 there. And if we add all of those up, we get 22. We've then got to take those two numbers, take 22 away from 28, and we can see that there are 6 more home wins compared to away wins. Okay, here is our next question then. So again, we do need some information from this bar chart. So we've got Zach here, he's recorded his weekly sales in this graph, in this chart. And every week, his costs for his business are £87.50. So we want to know how much profit he's going to make. So profit is always income. In this case, it's the sales from whatever he's selling minus the costs. So we need this sales data from this bar chart. So pause your video and have a go at this. Okay, and here is your answer for this one then. So we've got that £87.50 already. Now this 240, now we're only looking at week 1, remember, so the other bars are irrelevant for this particular question. We have a look, we've got 5 squares, 5 small squares on each little segment here. And if you have a look between 0 and 50, you've got 5 small squares. So if we divide that 50 by 5, 1 small square is worth £10 of sale. Okay, so 1 small square. So we're only 1 small square down from 250, which is why we know it's 240, which is why it's 240 for week 1. So always try and work out, it's a good tip for any graph question, always try and work out what 1 small square is worth. Okay, final one then. We've again got to extract the information from this bar chart for this. Nobel Prizes are won for chemistry, literature, peace and physics. And we want to know which country has won the highest amount out of the UK, France and Germany. Okay, let's have a look at the answer for this one then. So if we just take the UK, Germany first, we've got 30, add 10, add 6, add 32. And the way that you might want to just clarify that, if we look, we're going exactly 30 there, exactly 10 there. But the 6, every small square is worth 1 prize there, and we're 4 squares down away from 10 at 6 there. And then we're 2 squares up from 30 for the 32 there. So when you add all of that up, you get 78 for Germany. For the UK, if you add up the 4 bars for the UK, we've got 76. And then if you add up those 4 bars for France, you get 43. So we can see there clearly that Germany has won the most. Again, this is an example of a comparative bar chart. So because we're comparing each individual prize for each country, That's why we've got those 4 bars together for each country. Okay, thank you very much for listening to this video. Hopefully this has given you some useful questions relating to bar charts. Please hit subscribe. There'll be loads more videos coming your way. Thanks very much. Bye bye.